How to differentiate between the egoic self and the higher self. When we go into meditation and you're attempting to communicate with your higher self, how would you know which of your thoughts are coming from your egoic self or your higher self? So let's say you want to quantum jump to a reality where you have achieved financial independence. Let's recap. What is quantum jumping? Quantum jumping is the adjustment of your vibrational frequency to the vibrational frequency of your desired quantum reality. So let's say in this case, this is where your current quantum reality is. And in this quantum reality, you're not wealthy, but in this one, you are wealthy, right? To get from point A to B to shift, you would need to adjust your frequency because each reality has their own frequency. Okay. So your higher self is always concerned with getting you to change your vibration towards this. And so it would always feed you ideas and thoughts that are vibrationally congruent to what you want. It knows that the best way to get you from point A to B is for you to be able to tap into the right set of knowledge and inspired action that can get you to your desired goal. The way it does this is by feeding you thoughts that would help you raise your vibration. In other words, help you feel good. So imagine this is a emotional vibrational scale where above are positive emotions and below are negative emotions or emotions that make us feel bad, right? So your egoic self, on the other hand, is constantly concerned about you, protecting you from risk and danger. So your egoic self would always feed you thoughts that are going to prevent you from making that leap that you desire. Because to the ego, making this leap is risky. It's too risky, right? So the egoist thoughts would feel pessimistic, would feel hopeless, would feel closed-minded, invalidating, limiting, judgmental, would make you feel doubtful, disappointed, etc. So when you're trying to decipher which thoughts are from my ego or from my higher self, ask yourself, when I think a particular thought, how do I feel? Am I feeling encouraged or am I feeling discouraged? Am I feeling like my belief in myself and in my ability to shift to this reality of my desire is getting stronger, or do you feel like it's being diminished? Is it uplifting or is it subjugating, right? Does it feel hopeful, optimistic, or not? Is it closed-minded or is it open-minded? One of the strengths of the egoic self, and the reason why it almost always seems to overpower our higher self, is that your egoic self is always questioning you for evidence. It's always showing you evidence through your sight, your smell, your touch, your hearing, and your negative emotion about what it is that you're thinking about, right? So if you're trying to achieve financial independence, your egoic self will say, well, you have failed in X, Y, and Z business in the past. You remember that time? Or, well, you don't come from wealth. So where are you going to get this money from, right? Your egoic self would always search for evidence within your current quantum reality. This one. Your higher self, on the other hand, is very aware of this other quantum reality because it can perceive all of your quantum reality at once, while your ego can't. It can only perceive just this wherever it is at, right? And so your higher self will never offer you suggestions that discourage you because it knows that there is another quantum reality out there where you have achieved financial independence. It will give you evidence of another quantum reality through synchronizations, through positive emotion, through your imagination, through various orchestrations. And so If you follow the breadcrumbs that are being given by your higher self, you will be able to craft your own evidences that you can then use to challenge your egoic self evidence. Because your egoic self, think of it as like, you're in a courtroom, you have the prosecutor, then you have the defender, and then the case is both are trying to make a case about you being financially independent. Your egoic self is saying, well, she can't achieve it. Let's say your name is Tracy. Tracy can't achieve it because Tracy has a history of bankruptcy, X, Y, and Z. But your higher self, being that it's future looking, or another quantum reality focused, is like, well, we know that she can, right? And so both parties are going to present their evidences, and it's up to you to decide whose evidences are you going to put more weight on. And for many of us, our egoic self does have a stronger hold on us, right? And that's natural. So your higher self may try to help out by showing you evidences of successful people, right? Or of other times in your life when you were able to manifest the things that you wanted when it seemed impossible, right? So looking at your history in the past, things that you were able to bring into reality, right? Even when you fail, your higher self would always try to be hopeful and validating and reassuring, because it knows that failing in this quantum reality does not affect this quantum reality. It doesn't. It really, really doesn't, right? You can fail so many times at any point in this quantum reality, and that will not prevent you from shifting into another quantum reality. The only thing that can prevent you from making that shift is your very own beliefs, the frequency that you're holding tight onto, which obviously can be influenced by your current reality, can be if you give it permission to.